You can't change it. It doesn't matter what happened a year ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. Learn from the mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes over and over again if they're avoidable, but don't dwell on them. Don't allow them to create unhappiness in your life. Hello there, entrepreneurs. It's Dr. Glenn Krieger here with another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. Now, I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, and it's sort of mental health. We talk about it from time to time, and people tend to gloss over it. Thankfully, the stigma of talking about it is going away or gone away at this point. And frankly, I don't care because I'm talking about it anyway. And, you know, there are some people who are built differently than others. And we talk about this a lot in our groups about, you know, if you need help, I'm here to help you. And, you know, you're talking to somebody here who really has never, ever in his entire life had one day of depression. I've had a little weird thing of anxiety here or there, but for the most part, I wake up every morning ready to attack the day with hope that it'll be a great day and the expectation that we can make a difference in the world. But mental health issues do run a great deal in my family. We've lost people due to depression, and I'm very, very aware of it. And I recognize the struggle and how it's inherent to certain people. Now, that said, I want to talk a little bit about regrets. I want to start there. I've been told by my therapist that one of my superpowers is the ability to simply turn off worry. I know that sounds weird, but I don't ever worry about anything I've ever done. When people talk about what would you do over, my answer is nothing. I'm really happy with everything I've done in my life, even the biggest mistakes I've made. And I've made a lot, okay? Every mistake that I've made has been a growing experience for me. Maybe not at the time. Currently it is. I try to learn from them. But historically, no matter how painful they were, no matter how badly it turned out, I grew from them. And I wouldn't be here in front of you, the guy I am today, had I not gone through those things in the past. So, step number 1, don't dwell or regret the choices you've made in the past. You can't change them. And if there was one thing I've learned in my life, it's that you cannot change the past. When I was a young man, I remember watching a movie called The Cannonball Rally. Crazy movie about a cross-the-country trip that people raced. Silly movie. But I remember there's one scene where an Italian in his Ferrari, I think it was, has a guy sit down next to him to drive with him. And he grabs the rearview mirror and rips it off the top of the car. And he turns to the other guy next to him and goes, "Where we have been makes no difference." And it's so absolutely true. It's stuck with me the last 30 years that where we've been makes no difference other than shaping who we are. You can't change it. It doesn't matter what happened a year ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. Learn from the mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes over and over again if they're avoidable, but don't dwell on them. Don't allow them to create unhappiness in your life. So that's number 1, is don't dwell on the things that you can't change. Focus on the things that you can, like the serenity prayer, right? Number 2, and this is a tough one. It was tough for me, and it's tough for a lot of people I know, is let go of the toxicity related to people. People have screwed you over. There are some jerks somewhere in your life. It's easier said than done, but be the bigger person and let it go. Don't dwell on that either. Dwelling on toxicity will only bring you more toxicity. So if you've got that person who drives you crazy, who you just can't stand, or somebody did something really bad for you, and I dare say it, you hate, which I cannot stand, you hate that person, I want you to stop for a second and think about all the things that must be wrong in their life. If you were in the right, if you did good by people and someone hates you or treated you poorly, think about all the problems they must have in their life to have been that way. And I'm not saying you reach out and be Mother Teresa and try to fix it for them, but maybe you try to mend fences. Maybe, as I have done, you reach out and, "Hey man," or "Hey woman, I know that we had some issues that fell apart, and, I want to take the blame on me. And, what can I do to help you? How can we move forward?" Let me tell you something. It will be cathartic. They may respond with toxicity. They may respond with anger or hate, but you'll know you did the right thing and you'll feel good about that and feel it in your heart. It's really, really big. All right, orthodontists, right now inflation's high. We're not really sure what the future holds. The economy is certainly trending in a downward direction. And I'm just telling you, if you want to get together and reduce your concerns, learn how to navigate these choppy waters, be among friends, have great food, great learning. The Orthopreneur Summit is the only place you got to go. So go to opsummit2022.com. As I tell everybody, if it is not the best ortho meeting you've ever been to in your life, all you got to do is tell me. I will pay for your limousine back to the airport. I will pay for your flight home. And I guarantee you'll never take me up on that, because this is the meeting that's going to help you get the confidence to work through what we're going through now. And it's going to send you back energized and ready to go with your team. All right. So go to opsummit2022.com. Sign up now. We know you want to. Next thing, devote yourself to charitable causes. I do some things. I don't want to talk about them on the air because they're personal and they're for me. But I want you to do some things that are for you only. You don't advertise them on social media. You don't tell everybody in the world about it. It's for you. And do it in places where you're not going to get a huge payout, right? Like, it's wonderful to play with puppies. And you should do that. You should help, at some of the shelters and what have you. But go to an old age home and help some of the elderly and maybe read to them or work with them. Work with a burial society, if that exists in your area. These are the kind of things that don't give you a huge, social media presence, hopefully, but they will make you realize how blessed your life is, how amazing your life is, and be thankful for what you've got. And so, again, don't dwell on things in the past, whether it's people or outcomes. Give yourself charity. Go do charity for people, and that will go a long way. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is, there's a lot of catchy phrases on the internet right now, and stay away from anything with the word guilt in it, right? There's a lot out there. Particularly, I see a lot of posts with the word guilt, parent guilt, mom guilt, dad guilt, and a lot of other guilts. Guilt is no good. I'm Jewish. A lot of my Catholic friends say we share a guilt in our culture, but guilt is terrible. How about you replace the word guilt with care, right? Like dad care, mom care, self-care, parent care. Find the places that have the word guilt associated with them, either, on social media or in your head. I feel guilty about this. I feel guilty about that. And try to dive in and figure out what triggers that. Why are you feeling guilty about that? I've seen parents who, go to every one of their kids' games, are there for them all the time, travel the country with them, take great care of them. And yet they say, I feel guilty for not being able to be at this one event. No, your kid will grow up fine. You're showing love. The ones who feel the guiltiest are the ones who have the least reason to feel guilty. And so just change the word guilt to care. Whenever you feel guilty about anything, I feel guilty I couldn't do this. No. Let me focus on how I can care for myself through this. Let me focus on me. It's okay to focus on you. It's all right. Trust me. And so try those things. Give up on the things you can't change. Focus on giving back to others through charitable or any way you can give back to others. And don't dwell on guilt ever. Don't buy into the narrative of guilt. It's terrible. It's bad. There's no good that comes from that. Escape that. And after all this is done and you focused on care, if you're able to throw a little bit of time, energy, and money towards therapy or working with, some sort of counselor, that it's not a bad thing. So nourish your soul, nourish your brain, nourish your heart, show lots of love to those around you. And almost as importantly, come to Orthopreneur Summit in September 8th to 10th. Next year, 23 is 7th to 9th. But September 8th to 10th in Austin, I can promise you one thing, and I'll guarantee this. It will nourish your soul. There will be tremendous care there for you. You will be taken care of from start to finish, because every meal, every drink is on me. You're my guest in my home, so to speak. And I promise you, you're going to be very well taken care of. And you'll allow me to take care of you. So go to opsummit2022.com. It's a culture of learning, of camaraderie, and again, of refreshing of the soul. That's the whole goal. So much love to each and every one of you. I hope this helps you. And most importantly, know that no matter what you need, whether you're in crises or just want to chat, I'm always here for you. Reach out to me on Facebook. You'll find me very accessible, and I'm happy to help you any way I can. Hope to see you at Summit. We got probably close to 850 people or 900 people. I can't keep track anymore. Scheduled to be there already. What's one more, right? So hope to see you there. opsummit2022.com. Wishing you a wonderful day, and I'm always here for you.